name is Madonna. For those new to my channel, please feel welcome. I'm a software developer, and as promised, today I wanted to make a video on how I built Budgeting Buddy. So, Budgeting Buddy is a tool that helps maintain your monthly budget, and I'll be doing a series on how I build it. So basically what I'm talking about is I'll be trying to, if you have the app, it's already on Google Play Store, you can tell me which section you want me to actually demo. That is, for today, I'm going to do the settings sections. If you do notice, I have a customized settings section where I've not used the Google one. I've decided to create mine where I can have my own features, which is pretty cool. So I'll be using Java and Kotlin to demo some of the code, but today I'll be using specifically Java. Okay, I know many people are wondering why I'm not using React to shape for both platforms, but I think this is just my personal preference. I prefer using Java or Kotlin for developing mobile apps, even though it is good to say if you want to make an application which caters for both platforms, you can go with React or Flutter. I mean, don't be limited. Don't be limited. Just do whatever you want to do. You can do both. That is, you can do React. You can try to look into React or Flutter. So I'm not against that. But for me, I prefer going the old fashion. That's based on my target because I think I target a lot of Android and I prefer sticking to that. That said, though, you can still build other kind of softwares like 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 say system software using Java, because I've done that using the Java FX, and you can also do the web using the JSP, which is the Java Server Pages. So it's pretty awesome. So Java is widely used in many things. So right now, if I was to actually create a new application from scratch, I would definitely go with Kotlin because I feel like with Kotlin it will be less code compared to, as you can see, it's a lot of code. I don't have a problem with working with a lot of code. Actually, I like it, but uh, just to for mobile, I'll definitely opt for Kotlin. So one of the adjustment in these videos, I've just added some segments. That is the resolution. I think the previous video that I uploaded has issue with the rest, so I've actually adjusted the font on this one so that people can see the code, and I'm hoping it's clearer because I like when everything is clear. So what we're going to do today is we're gonna look at the settings section here, and as we can see, we have all these customized settings. So if I clicked on let's say if I clicked on copyright, right, it should take me, it should perform the function, like it should take me to where copyright is or whatever. Oh, so I need to sign in. I don't want to sign in. It should take me to the website where who owns the copyright or whatever, which is just a Twitter account. So that said, if you want to report a bug, if you say that like the app, if you wanted to do about, and if you actually wanted to log out, you log out. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I've done it. So I have this settings section here, to which I've done nothing on it. I've done nothing apart from use their layout. Inside their layout, I went and declared a fragment, which is the screen that I'm using in preference fragment. So as you can see, that's how I've declared it there. If you want to follow through or do your own practice, and then inside that, inside this preference fragment right here, I have this here, add preference from resource, and the resource is the pref general. So if I went to the pref general right here, you'll notice that this is where everything is displayed, which is if I come here and bring back my preview, you'd see all these things here. When we go back to the app, you'll notice. So inside my settings sections, I've done nothing. So I can go ahead and close that and close that. But inside my main activity, I have started the setting section. Let me show you where. So on options item selected, I have the menu item, which is the item, and then I do have an ID which is set to the get item ID, as you know how to open the setting section. So that is whenever you come here to the main. This is the main. Whenever you click on this one here, it gives you the settings, which takes you here. So inside here is where we have now our pref. So if you notice the difference, is just I've used the screen inside my settings, like I've shown previously. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to demo today is I'm going to show you how I've added all this. So in me doing that, I'll just demo one. I'll add one. So as you can see here, we have pref screen, and then we have the preference category, and then the preference. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more so that we can see how I did it. So I'm going to come here and say preference. And then I'm gonna have the key. So the key is gonna be at string. It's a string, and then I'm gonna call it setting category sample, and then key. It's good to always add the key because it's very important. And then here we can come and just say create that and say sample underscore key. And then we can come and do the icon. So for the icon, I'm just going to pick one of this. Right there. And then we need a title. So the title is going to be at string, sorry. Settings underscore category. Instead of sample key, I'm going to call it sample title. So the title is just going to be demo, because what we're doing is, or let's just call it simple. And then here we can have a summary. So the summary is the brief of what's going to be beneath the sample. As you can see, there's a sample, and then we need something beneath there. Or you can just leave it like that. It's just personal preference again, if you want to leave it like that, or if you want to add something. But for me, I like writing descriptions. So setting category, I'm gonna say sample, and then summary. And then I'm gonna close that. So we're gonna go right that screen, and then we're gonna say demoing PF, because that's what we're just doing. So the moment we run the project, okay, it says there that something is still rendering. I think it rendered already. So once you run the project, you'll see it will be included on the general, which is the title right here, the preference category title general. So that's how you do it. You can have a preference general title. I have another one here, preference category, which is budgeting buddy, which is a part of the app. And then I have a preference category again, which has a title of developer section, the developer section down there, which has frequently asked questions, contact, policy, and logout. So right now what we're doing is we're waiting for it to load. And as it loads, I am using ice cream recorder for my recording, so I'm hoping its resolution is good this time. So it's ready. So when we go to the settings again, we are supposed to see here. There you go. So we've included it already. So if you notice the last one, if we added another one down here, it will still include like that. So that's how you add them. So right there we have, but right now it cannot do anything because we've not added the function. So what we're going to do, we're going to do that inside our preference fragment class. So I'm going to come here and say find preference, and then in the find preference I'm going to say get resource dot get string r dot string dot settings category sample key, setting category sample key dot set on preference click listener. You have to use the click listener, and then you do the preference. Don't forget to, okay, I'm using the lambdas here. So the lambdas, that's Java 1.8 and above. So you have to go add that on your Gradle. So just to show you what I mean by that is you have to go add the compatibility here. So going back here, so what I'm going to do is just make a toast. I'm just going to copy that and put it here. Oops. So since I don't want to go and do all that, I'm just going to write our screen. Testing. Okay, so let me just say demoing settings activity. So if we run our project now, once we click on it, it should immediately just load the toast, which is demoing settings activity. So we're waiting for it to load. If you like the video, please subscribe and write in the comment sections what you think. If you have the app, the free version, what you think I should demo, because I do feel like when you demo something that's online, like the way I'm doing this, how I build that section, it might help somebody who wants to customize their own settings learn how to do it. And I hope that's true. So when I click on the sample demo and you see here, it brought my toast, which is a little bit down there, as you can see, demoing. So that's how it works. So if I wanted to do, let's check logout. The reason why I want to show you logout is because it's the logout section has a little bit of out helper from the Firebase, because I'm using Firebase for login. So for Firebase, as you can see, I have the category show logout key, and then I go get the helper.logout, and then I start the login activity. So if I go if I go back to the app, I don't think I need to run it again because it's already built. It's already up there. So if I say logout, it would log me out of the app and take me to the login activity, which is the main screen, which is there. And if I wanted to log in, I'll just go ahead and do so. So if you want also to know how I restoring like login, I want to make sure. Okay, I think my UI is acting up. My emulator is working. My emulator is so oh, okay, that's why I barely use the online emulator. So I'm only using it because I'm demoing, but I normally like using my phone. See, that is so interesting. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So it looks like the system UI has an issue. Well, I might have to launch a new one, but otherwise it looks like the emulator has an issue. But so that is their problem. But I think I did put the password. Let me see if it will log me in. But that is so sad. But either way, I think if you're able to do the bootable one, which is using your USB, just through your other emulator, because I think creating a new one, I think what I will do is I'll have to delete this. Okay, maybe we can do that together just to. So it does take time though. It might take a lot of time, which is unnecessary, but let's see if we can build another one and delete this one, or have it, because I did notice I love this phone. It's not been having so many issues compared to others that I've used, because compared to others, I think whenever I want to run from online, it always has issues with me. But that one really served me. I think probably I've exhausted the memory. That is, I think when you run so many apps in it, you have to like. So I think I'll have to delete that from there, or it says it's busy. So Let me try to create another one. That's how I feel. Okay, it's already running, but I can't see anything. Nothing is running here, or nothing is building. Okay, so why do we have, it looks like we already have something which is broken, which is a tablet. One was a tablet. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I do the logout, or I could have logged in, but either way, that said, since my emulator looks like it's gonna take me forever, I think I'll end the video here. Please let me know if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. The reason why I feel like doing the YouTube helps is because it also helps me also as a learner to be able to remember these things pretty well, because I'm learning them like every other day, like I'm having to see them. Because I do realize when you're working with programming, you have to keep doing it or you forget, which is very common. Because I mean, we're humans and we have so many things to think about. So, can you imagine if you have to remember how to hook an adapter like every other day? So, it's pretty hard. So, the best thing I find is when somebody comes to me and asks a question maybe on my social, and then I have to answer, or I have to look into how I can explain it to them. So that really helps me like keep the concept alive. So that's how I do it myself, because I've gotten questions like those, like how do you manage to remember. Somebody asked me last time on a chat, like she couldn't remember everything and she felt like she was not meant for programming. And I was like, no, you don't have to remember everything. Just like right now, you did notice when I went to the preference, I know how to get it. It's because I've sat down and written all this code by myself, because this is my own customized settings, because I nobody has the same settings as I do. So I sat down and wrote all those settings by myself. So it's also good practice not to be copy pasting, but to be writing the entire thing, like say from scratch, so that you can also learn something new. Oh, I think one is loading. So finally, looks like we have progress. I do know there's another kind of emulator that you can install through like I think you have to, I don't know if you have to buy it. I'd read somewhere, but I don't think I need to buy because I have two phones. So I use one for this business, for Android business, because I love developing for Android. But I'm not limited to developing for Swift because I've been learning some Swift recently, and I'm planning on doing budgeting buddy on Swift. And I don't know, I think we should try and see if we can do it as an open source so that we can if anybody wants to join the group can just join on my GitHub and we can build together. Like we can be having sessions on how to do, let's say, the settings activity in Swift, because it will be a new thing for me too to do. I like stepping out of my comfort zone because it really helps me learn to. I think I talked too fast. Okay, it's starting. I hope the screen doesn't freeze again like the previous screen, the way it was freezing. I think we're ready, but let me try to see API. But at the end of this video, I think I'm gonna go delete all those and try to just bring something new. I think I'm gonna download the 29. Looks like it's the latest one. I think it also might be better because I think it uses Android X. And also, just to mention, when you go to settings here, oh sorry, when you go to activities and you want to create a new grid, is still building and running. So that's why I'm not able to bring in anything here. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like you can come here, new, and you can go to new, oops, new activity, and then settings activity. You can use this one too, which requires Android X support. Now I think that's the new update, which is pretty cool too. So let's let this load. It is loading. So what, I mean, I think somebody else asked me how I feel about developing for mobile and the software. I think developing for mobile is actually fun because like you can see it feels live. Like you can see this particular thing that you're building, this is how it's going to look and this is how it's going to feel, because like you notice all this stuff here is what will be on your phone. And the most amazing thing is that it's like it's just immediate. Like you don't have to wait forever to know how your app is going to feel. Or I mean, I just like it. If you've developed for software, let me know. And if you jumped into mobile, let me know how it feels, because I do feel like it feels more good to build for mobile compared to when I'm sitting on my Java effects and trying to figure out how I'm going to do the DB, the the request, the MySQL. I used the MySQL in that previous project. So finally we're in. Boom. And that's the intro because it's the first time. So that's it. Okay, so let me try to log in now. I'm hoping the system UI doesn't bring a problem again. Otherwise, I think we'll be out of luck, which will be sad because I hope we are always on luck. If you saw my password, that's just a fake password. You have to close your eyes. You can also ask Eva how I made my sign in. I'm using Firebase again. There you go, successfully logged in. Yep. So if you've stayed through my emulator problem to the end, thank you very much. And now you can see the settings again, and then we can log out. And with that, thank you very much. If you love the video, subscribe. You can share with your friends. Again, I wanted to make sure I make a video which has good resolution so that if you're new to this, you can be able to follow through. You don't have to strain seeing what I'm doing or what's happening. Again, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.